Mystery Science Lab. Today we're going to do an experiment with salt water and fresh water. How many of you guys have gone swimming in a lake or a pond? How about the ocean? All right, what about you guys out there? Did you know that fresh water is found in a lake and a pond and salt water is found in the ocean? What's the difference?
Salt.
Salt, that's right. The ocean is filled with salt and fresh water is not. Now we need both fresh water and salt water to survive. Do you know which one we drink? Fresh water.
Right.
That's right. What about taking baths and showers? Fresh water. That's right. We use fresh water for all kinds of things around the house, but there's a lot of creatures that live in the salt water, and the ocean also helps with our weather patterns, and it provides the home for all those creatures that I mentioned. God thought of everything when He made water, and I'm so grateful that He knows everything and has the power and goodness to make fresh water and salt water. So today we're going to check out both fresh water and salt water and see what sinks and what floats. So you'll see we have a cup full of salt water. It's a little warm because we had to dissolve the salt in the water. And there's a container of fresh water. This is just tap water or bottled water if you prefer. We're going to test various items to see what sinks and what floats. But before we do, I have a question for you. How do you think the salt affects the water? What do you guys think? So when salt is dissolved in water, like the ocean, it makes the water more dense. And more dense just means that it's heavier than the cup of fresh water. If you put the exact same amount in both cups and you pick them both up, you'll notice that the salt water is gonna feel like it weighs more. It's heavier. That is because it's more dense. Now for something to float on water, it has to be lighter than the water. So if we make the water heavier, then more things will float. You might have noticed this when you were at the beach swimming, that you float a lot easier when you're in the salt water. So we're going to test out all these different items. Parents, if you want to try other items, you could try. Suggestions are apples, hard-boiled eggs if you have them, and various household items. And just test out whatever you feel like. So here we go. So boys and girls, before we do an experiment, it's important to make a hypothesis or a prediction. So on a piece of paper, write down all of the items you're going to do and make your guess whether it will sink or float in salt water and sink or float in fresh water. And then after you do the experiment, you can see what you got right. So we're going to test out some items, and here we go.